So I actually changed my mind. I'm gonna document how I start off my working days because it's so relevant to for goodness sake. And there's two anchors to every single day of mine. When I wake up, first thing when I start working, and in the evening before I go to bed, I use the life book, which is product number one of for goodness sake, which will take some time to explain properly, but I will slowly start showing it. And then the second is, for now, it's just a regular journal or notebook that I use, which looks like this. So that is probably every crazy idea that I've had in my life has gone in one of these. And yeah, it's a leather journal on the outside, but on the inside it's notebooks like this. I use a smaller one for just personal stuff, and then I use these bigger ones inside for work-related things. And the specific way that I use my notebooks are for this thing that I call clutter clearance. So I've worked out for myself that in order to bring intention to my days and be productive at the same time, I feel like using a digital tool is a lot more effective to plan out your days, to have structure to your thoughts, to like get work done, etc. Although I'm all for like slowing down and living gently and all of that. I'm by no means anti-technology. I think technology, if used well, is great, and using a productivity tool or building the right productivity tool on top of an app like Notion, I think can be super beneficial to bringing intention to your day. So that's what I use with my life book over there. It's not focusing, but I'll talk about that in another time. But coming back to the second part of it, the notebook, I use it for a thing called clutter clearance. Personally, for me, it doesn't work out to like write out my whole to-do list or agenda or whatever it is in these paperbacks. But what it really works for, and the perfect sort of balance that I've found, is using this to map out all of the craziness that exists up here. Because as we go through our days, especially in big cities, we have so many things that we carry in our mind. One, just because of the sheer responsibility we all have just living, and all of the different pillars of it. But two, because of the amount of stuff that we consume, especially in big cities. So there ends up being a lot of clutter. And so the way that I work for myself is pull out my clutter clearance notebook, which hopefully will be, for goodness sake, second product. And I just write the word clutter in the middle, and I have these like arrows that keep going out, which are just single words or sentences of whatever is up here. And once I like put out everything that's on my mind, and it doesn't have to make sense in the beginning, you just like get to map out what all of that chaos was like, and you feel so much clearer already. And once I have my clutter cleared out, that's when I go to the life book. That's when I use my digital tools to sort of plan out what are my priorities, plan out my weeks, my days, etc. So yeah, I'm going to start off with doing a bit of clutter clearance, and then I'm going to set my priorities for goodness sake for today and so let's see if this can be seen by doing this over here. this is going to be an important video to document for the sake of my own journey as to where this season of my life goes, and specifically as to what the season is. It's a season of rebuilding my personal and professional life. And so I'm not going to touch base too much on the personal side just yet. For today, it's going to be talking a bit more about the professional navigation of my career, because every week there's a bit of twisting and turning that happens. And so until this week, what was happening was I shut my previous business, Peec Mobility, the EV startup, a couple of months ago, and I've been reflecting, creating the next set of possible directions, out of which one of them, which was the front running one, was For Goodness Sake. For Goodness Sake is this idea of building a lifestyle brand around the idea of big city gentle living. So essentially noticing that big cities are moving extremely fast, becoming a bit more transactional, feeling a little bit more hollow on a day-to-day basis, and sort of figuring out a way where we could narrate the story of how we need to live a bit more gently in our big cities, connect a bit deeper, think about the type of products, objects that we use in our daily life, and live a bit more meaningfully on a day-to-day basis. So think about monocle and hay design. All right. That was the direction that I wanted to go. I still want to go. And so I created an Instagram page as my starting point, and then eventually a website, and also had a first product called the Life Book. And so everything was essentially going fine. I did think that the start was great, but I'm very aware about the fact that in this stage, there's going to be so much, again, just twisting and turning, iterations as to what I'm going to try out to find that thing that really feels like it works well. And so the reason I'm sitting here and recording this very important video is because yesterday, I got to know that my Instagram page, which was originally restricted to advertising functions a month ago, isn't ever going to have those functionalities ever. Even though it's a bug in Facebook's system, the Facebook system thought that my Instagram page, For Goodness Sake, was created by a bot, because on the first day I posted 4 videos or 4 images in the same day, and I tried to boost one of the photos. So it's blocked. I can't use any advertising. And the marketing strategy that I had, or the brand strategy that I had for Goodness Sake until today, was to have a very editorial, non-personal brand direction to it. And in order for that to have had reach, the only way to do so would have been through paid advertising, right? Because when you go down the editorial path, you're not posting reels every day, you're not posting trending content every day so that it catches the algorithm. You're posting beautiful sets of content in a regular structure, but not as frequent as the algorithm wants it to be. So all of that to say that, of course, I'm forced to change my strategy because there's no paid advertising. And whatever account that I create, apparently there's a chance that it might happen again because it's under my name. And so that made me feel very anxious yesterday, anxious today morning as well. And so I decided to just not force anything out of me, get a chill morning in, go into the sauna, do a cold plunge, and in the nothingness of the sauna, just sort of let my mind come up with what it thinks is the right thing to do next. And so I came home and I sat down in front of this paper and pencil, as I usually do, and I wrote out like what's on my mind. All right, and I'm going to talk through it a little bit here. I hope it's going to be short. So this is how I literally started. What can I do today to make my life better? And I always start off with my framework of life that I like to follow for me, just to understand where's my headspace at. So in order to have a good life, number 1 is perspective, number 2 is meaningful relationships, then purpose, then good health, then financial security, then autonomy, then slow joys. And so I ticked off what I feel like I'm doing all right with, and I circled where my gaps are. and purpose, financial security, and slow joys were the three that seemed empty. And so it was important for me to understand, first of all, again, go back to the principles of what my purpose really is. And I use the Ikigai framework to come up with what I think it is. Um, and so I did all of this, and I came to a plan. Plan, what should I call this plan? Plan, I would say plan realistic. I would say this is realistic. And so, doing all of these things, I realized that my existing path, for goodness sake, maybe was not in the first place strategically strong. And the reason I say that is because to go down that editorial path and expect to get financial security fairly soon, doing that was maybe not possible.
Saying I'm lost, still wondering my cost, still hit me then I bruise, cause I got nothing to lose. I can tell you that it's justice, bro. I'm saying I'm lost, still wondering my cost, still, cause I got nothing to lose. If you hit me then I bruise, I can tell you that it's justice, bro. Check, I doubt myself, don't doubt me. Worry that you're better off without me. It's like there's something that's around me. The ADHD, best and worst thing about me. I wonder if you never found me. Charge, coconut kisses surround me. Would I stand, say it proudly? The cash rule is ruining everything around me. I'm lost, still wondering my cost, still, cause I got nothing to lose. If you hit me then I'm bruised. I can tell you that it's just real. Yeah, I'm saying that I'm lost, still wondering my cost, still. If you hit me then I bruise, cause I got nothing to lose. I can tell you that it's justice, real. I'm still looking for the answers, trying to find the right questions, still waiting for my fathers, but can't break them into sections. I'm still wishing I could sharpen, still drink the juice from the carton. I still need the truth when I ask him, still hit the booth when it's dark and I'm blue stealing fruit from the
Alright, end of week
still see it in my dreams.
review.
Still wish it's easy as it seems. Still trying
It's been an eventful week with a bunch of unexpected things, to say the least. But I'm just going to end off by talking about two specific matters. First, the concept of putting yourself out there when you don't know where you're going or when you don't know what the outcome is. I think that's an extremely scary thing to do, but it takes a lot of courage, and I respect people that do that so much. And as I say here, I obviously find myself in a situation where I'm rebuilding a career and it's not scripted, and because I want to continue to follow my passions and do what I love, that naturally means it's going to come with a lot of risk. And so this week was an interesting one because how I started off the week and kind of set the intention for the week didn't end up turning out to be possible to achieve. And so I sit on the seat with a lot of changes that's come about. And I'm gonna continue to document this journey even with those changes, to just talk a little bit about what happened. The For Goodness Sake Instagram page had a bunch of ad restrictions on them since day one, and I appealed for review, and ultimately after a month of waiting came to realize that I'm gonna have to take down the account because I'm not gonna be able to use any paid ads on it. So big change. It's made me sort of sit back and think through again, like, what's the strategy with For Goodness Sake and the career. But on the second point, kind of connected to the first point. I want to talk about how I end off my week with an end of week review. I typically go through everything that happened through the days of the week on the life book. I look through my thoughts, I look through my core memories, I look through my expenses, and I also try to look at just how my habits were through the week. And then I just take a bit of time to think about what I really want to get done for next week and how I want to start the week off, specifically on the Monday. And yeah, I think it's super important to do that as an end of week review. It doesn't take too long, it takes 5 minutes, but just sitting with that intention of checking in with yourself on a slightly deeper manner goes such a long way when it comes to feeling like your life is, number one, in your hands to a certain degree, number two, fulfilling, and number three, feeling like you have clarity. And so, yeah, to whoever is watching this, and it's probably going to be 25 people, but whoever in the future that watches this, I think it's something that I would love to use, for goodness sake, as a platform to put out there, bring that intention to your daily living, your weekly living. That's how I do it. I think it's not too much to ask for anybody from themselves, and it just goes such a long way. So yeah, let me do my review. And we sleep early today. Peace out, guys. Another week, another set of challenges, another bunch of memories to be grateful for. And in the long run, I don't know how long that's gonna take, but we're gonna watch all of these videos and in retrospect be both proud and laugh about how these weeks went. So, guys,
tell me how you tried it. Feels just like you're running. Baby, yes, I need your love. Tell me if you need my love. Keep on getting started. Ooh, to feel the broken hearted. Please just make it good enough. Something we can learn to love. I don't want to be too far away. Is your heart okay? And tell me if you need to ever stay. I swear I say 1,000 ways to get to know you. 1,000 ways to fall in love. 1,000 ways to get to know you. 1,000 ways to fall in love. So baby, keep it quiet. This love was gonna start.